IKEA just released 21 new smart devices at prices that looked almost unreal. From smart bulbs to cheap sensors, the prices sounded too good to be true. So I bought every single one of them out of curiosity. Did I make an expensive mistake? Why this makes no sense. After IKEA announced the prices for these devices, I just had to buy them. And this is what I found out. First, the Kochblatt smart bulbs were in 3 versions. 470 lumens for around $6, 806 lumens for around $10, and a super bright 1521 lumens bulb for around $13. What surprised me the most was that they are all wirelessly dimmable and full wide spectrum control. Then, the Billereza remotes came in 2 styles. The basic dual button cost $8, and the scroll wheel version cost around $9. Magnetic backing, wall mount included, and they control up to 3 different lighting scenes. MIG spray motion sensor sold for $10, and Dimmerflotte temperature and humidity sensor sold for $10 as well, with a built-in display. At this point, I just knew IKEA meant business, especially after I saw that MIG bed door and window sensors were sold for $8. The Klipbok water leak detectors were not left behind. They were sold for $10 as well, while the all-in-one device, Alpstuga air quality sensor that tracks CO2, PM2.5, temperature, and humidity sold for $30, although this comes without a USB-C cable and wall adapter. Now, if you add all these up, you'd be looking at around $100 for a complete sensor suite that would likely cost around $300 to $400 from Philips or Aqara. Is that not amazing? Seeing how cheap they were, my curiosity went through the roof. Does cheap smart home gear usually not mean terrible build quality, garbage software, and something that just doesn't work with anything else? After all, IKEA's old trad-free system had this problem. But that was when I found the game changer, the hidden glue that made everything work seamlessly. Matter over thread. What was different this time? This is what that actually means. These devices will work with every major smart home platform without any workarounds. No bridges, no translation layers, and certainly no hoping someone writes a custom integration. That is just how they are. But let's see what's inside these smart devices. The first thing you'll notice is that the packaging is classic IKEA. White and yellow boxes with product images on the front and minimal waste. Not the usual plastic clamshells that require power tools to open, and everything has a QR code for pairing on the box and on the device itself. The bulbs are quite solid, not the cheap plastic ones that will crack easily. Even the remotes have actual weight to them, and the magnetic backing is very strong. The sensors are where things get interesting for me. The motion sensor is IP67 rated, fully sealed against dust and water, so you can mount it outside in the rain and sleep without worrying. That aside, the outdoor rated motion sensor starts at $30. The temperature sensor has a clever design. Once you press it, it shows you the current temperature on a tiny screen and then cycles to the humidity level. You don't even need to check your phone just to see if your bedroom is too hot. Then there's the water leak sensor. If you place it under your sink or next to your washing machine and it detects moisture, it immediately sends a phone notification. But the most important part is the brain of this whole operation, which is the Dirigera Hub. The Dirigera Hub is a full Matter controller with a built-in thread border router. It doesn't just control IKEA devices anymore. It can manage Matter devices from any brand. It also acts as a bridge for old IKEA trad-free Zigbee products, so you don't have to replace everything if you already own their older stuff. The hub translates between the old Zigbee gear and the new Matter ecosystem at a price of $109 in the US and about €70 in Europe. Now, setting up these smart devices is where I started experiencing some problems. The hub setup was dead simple. You just have to plug it in, download the IKEA Home Smart app, scan the QR code at the bottom of the hub, and it's connected. Even adding bulbs was super easy. All I had to do was screw in the first 2 Kochblatt bulbs, power them on, and the app found them instantly. But as for the third bulb, it just kept messing with my head. But I managed to pull it off, and here's what I did to fix it. The device that nearly ruined everything. I turned the bulb off and on quickly. On the 6th time, it blinked and automatically put itself back into pairing mode. Then, I quickly unplugged the Dirigera Hub, waited a few seconds, and plugged it back in. I allowed it to fully reboot before adding the bulb again. Guess what? It connected instantly. For the motion sensor, temperature sensor, and water leak sensor, they all connected on the first try. And when I got to the door and window sensor, the one I actually needed for my garage door, I had to find my way around it. So if it happens to you, just follow exactly what I did. I unplugged the Derigera hub again, waited 10 seconds, and plugged it back in. Let it fully boot up. Then, I completely reset the door sensor by holding down its pairing button for 10 seconds until the LED blinked rapidly. Afterwards, I tried adding the sensor again, and it connected right away. By this time, I learned something important. If a device won't pair, just factory reset the device and reboot the hub. It takes at most 60 seconds and solves most connection issues. Also, always make sure the hub is properly plugged into your network before you start adding devices. And most importantly, take your time during the whole process because it's easy to miss when you are excited and unboxing everything at once. If you ask what my first impression was, here it is. After unboxing and setting everything up, the build quality was solid. Nothing feels cheap. The bulbs were well made, the sensors feel durable, and even the remotes have just the right weight to them. For the setup, they were straightforward, even though I hit a couple of connection issues with a bulb and the door sensor. But once I was able to figure out the reset procedure, everything ran smoothly. Truth is, most people would spend that much time just reading the instructions because the Derigera hub is one funny device. Plug it in, connect to Ethernet, and it just works. No setup wizard, no waiting around. The app is clean and minimal, which means there's not much to mess up. But here's the thing I had to also put into consideration. Yes, I could turn the lights on and off, I could see the sensor readings, and everything was responding to my commands. The real question is, does the system stay stable or does it start acting weird after a week and devices falling out? Are the sensors reliable over time? Well, these are what I'm going to spend my time finding out. Longer term observation. 2 weeks in and the system is holding steady. No ghost dropouts, no bulbs vanishing from the app overnight. The door sensor catches every entry without fail, and believe me, I have slammed the door at weird hours just to test it. Motion in the hallway picks up reliably, even in low light or if someone is creeping slowly. Also, the automations fire exactly when they should. Sunset trigger dims everything smoothly, while no motion timeout kills the lights after 20 minutes like clockwork. Interestingly, app commands land fast. It's literally sub-second from phone to bulb, beating my previous Zigbee mess hands down. Although, I had one tiny glitch during a recent firmware push. 2 bulbs went AWOL for about 5 minutes, but they rejoined automatically after the hub cycled. I didn't have to do any manual intervention. IKEA has done a good job with these smart devices. The real-world testing is where most cheap smart home gear falls apart. Since cheap smart home gear usually means regret, would IKEA's new smart devices actually change the game?